And just like that, we're back once again. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show this week. Hope you had a good weekend. Boy, I had a busy weekend. Never lack of anything to do here in Sarnia Lambton. Let's see, where was I? The CrossFit, the FireFit. I'm getting confused. You'll know why later. The FireFit Championships were here at Lambton College here over the course of the weekend, and Friday was the corporate night event. And they invited me to be the race commentator. Had a lot of fun doing that, so thanks for that. And congratulations to so many that participated. They had FireFit teams as far away as Labrador here to participate at Lambton College. It's the second year they've been able to hold it at the Lambton College campus, and hopefully they'll be able to do it again next year. It was a lot of fun, so thank you to the FireFit Championships team for having me out for that. I was back on Sunday morning for a little bit as well. And it was a great turnout. Nice to see the community out showing their support for that as well. Make sure you tune into TSN and RDS. They will be doing the FireFit World Champion and Canadian Championships as well. So congratulations to Lambton College on that. Then what did I do? Oswald's. That's right. Oswald's Diner had a motorcycle show that happened over. It was the third annual motorcycle show and shine, and it was in support of the Sarnia Special Olympics. And if you've never been to Oswald's, they're located out at 1440 Plank Road here in Sarnia. Great family-friendly owned restaurant and delicious food. I'm not just saying that. I'm a regular there, so I'm officially saying that. I have not been paid to say that, but it was a lot of fun, and it was great to see the motorcycles out there showing their support. About 150 motorcycles showed up to show their support for the Sarnia Special Olympics. Also coming up this week, if you're a two-wheel rider, the Rock Ride is happening this Saturday, September 14th, and the starting point again at Oswald's. Had Bob Thomas from Niagara Falls at St. Catharines area here on the show last week talking about Ride for Our Cancer Kids. That's what that's all about. So if you want to find out more about that, you can go to their website at rockride.com as well. And then karaoke yesterday. Karaoke every Sunday. Have fun with that. And so busy weekend. Don't tell me there's nothing to do in Sarnia Lambton, folks, especially now we're getting into the hockey season. The Sarnia Sting, who, by the way, participated in the FireFit corporate night. I think they did a good job. Brad Staubitz, I think, was proud of the team that they had out there. It was a lot of fun. But Sarnia Sting, getting ready to start their official season, will be underway on September the 20th. And as I have been in the last, this will be our fifth year, I'm happy to say. I'll be joining the Sarnia Sting on the main concourse there, and we'll be broadcasting pregame shows and intermission shows, keeping you updated on what's happening with the Sarnia Sting. And I believe my friend Jay Peckham, along with Jake Chersky, will join me as co-commentators. And I'm just going to put this out there too. If you are a Sting fan or an OHL fan and you think you'd like to talk about it in front of a camera, I would like to hear from you. I'm looking for some special Sting fans to join me on the pregame show and the intermission show to talk about the games, and might include a free ticket to hockey games if you're interested for that. Reach out to me. I'm not hard to find. Just go on Facebook, right? It is more than a game. It is Sarnia Sting Hockey, again, starting on September the 20th. All right. I wanted to make sure I put this out there. September is World Suicide Prevention Month, but tomorrow, September the 10th, is World Suicide Prevention Day. And for obvious reasons, it's important that we talk about this. It's important to talk. A lot of initiatives here in Sarnia Lambton, all over the planet, but we'll just talk about what happens here. St. Clair Child and Youth, obviously involved in our community in supporting World Suicide Prevention Day. Different mental health fundraisers that happen. One in particular I'll mention, Sarnia Sings, of course, happens every May. Adam Dubon started that 3 years ago. I'm happy to support him on that as well. And the big key here is we've just got to keep talking. We've got to keep talking and pushing through. And I should have somebody tomorrow that I'm going to talk about that, but wanted to put that out there that tomorrow, September the 10th, is World Suicide Prevention Day. And I lost a picture. Let's try that again. We're live. There we go. Downtown Sarnia, Artopia has a display on that is supporting the cause of World Suicide Prevention Day and talking about suicide prevention. And you want to stop downtown and check that out. And we'll have some more information on tomorrow's. I'm going to do a special broadcast tomorrow at some point. I'm just confirming up the folks that are going to participate in that as well. All right. Keep in mind that this only works if you share things around. So I'd appreciate you taking the time to click the share button. And there will be a replay of all of this as well as we'll have some snippets of our folks that are going to join us here today on the show. And I appreciate you all being here. Coming up in November will be 8 years for the show. And so I'm thinking about, I should have some celebration, right? We should have some fun with that. So I'm hoping to announce that in the next 2 to 3 weeks as some fun event that we're going to do to celebrate the show. And how many episodes? This is episode 410. And it's all of you who come out every Monday and welcome the guests that I bring onto the show and share with all of you. So I do appreciate that. And that being said, I'm going to get started early. But just before I do, I want to say hello to a few people. Where we got here? Corinder. Hello, Corinder. He's watching us all the way from United Kingdom. And if you don't know, for those of you who are watching, or maybe my guests don't know, we are simulcast in, where are we? We're being broadcast all throughout Canada, throughout the United States. We're simulcast in the United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa, and Australia. Why do we do that if this is just a community show? Well, we want to connect with other communities around the world, and through the power of live streaming, we're able to do that, and we can learn from each other and share ideas from each other. So that's why I'm grateful for all those who host my show on their Facebook hubs as well. So all over the planet, that's where we are. I want to say hello to Mr. Wilson. MB Wilson's out there. He's a big Sarnia Sting hockey fan. Wilson, maybe you could join me on the pregame shows at the Sarnia Sting. We could talk about that, share your knowledge. And who else is there? Corinder, thank you so much. Who else is there? I'd like to acknowledge everybody. Oh, hello, Lynn. Lynn, we miss you at karaoke. Hope you can come out again soon to that. And okay, that's it. Cross-posting is what we're doing. That's right, Corinder. We talk about the cross-posting on Facebook hubs. That's how it gets us all around the planet. So, all right, we're going to move on now. And this is really exciting because they're celebrating 10 years, and it's a great program. And let's just make sure they're ready. Kristen. We've got Kristen, and who else is joining us there?
Yeah, she's my partner in crime.
Oh, sorry, say that again. I cut you off. Kristen and who?
Amy.
Oh, Amy. All right. Okay, your audio was cutting out there a little. I can hear you now. Are you down? Right. You're at the Imperial Theatre right now, are you?
We are. We're sitting in our giant peach.
Hello?
Hello? We're sitting in our giant peach right now.
Up there. You're sitting on a giant peach.
Oh. In it.
You're in it.
We got a giant peach. We're in it.
Wow. And this is part of the Sarnia Lambton Rebound Act 2 program, right?
Yes.
Tell us, and did I get that right? That I said you're celebrating 10 years?
10 years, 10 very long, hardworking, fantastic years.
Okay. And how did this Act 2 program come to life?
So there was two co-creators, Richard Teskey and Michelle Shelswell, and they thought it was an important need in the community, and they started it up. Started small and grew each year. Right.
You must have, you got to have a good team involved in this though, because I mean, you don't just pick up anybody and go, hey, let's put on a play. I mean,
no,
this isn't kindergarten, right? Yeah,
we've added lots of great people along the way. There's been lots of hands in it throughout the 10 years.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get you, if you can, just to pull your camera back a little further, because I'm only seeing the side of each half of your faces.
Technology,
right?
That'll have to work. Unless there's someone there to hold the camera for you. But it's become a really important part of what Sarnia Lambton Rebound does in the community, right? Because the many different services that Rebound offers, this is a popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really popular. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's a very popular program. It's been going on for 10 years. And what's really unique about this program is that, it's open. It's very much open to the community, to people who, maybe who don't have access to dance classes or singing lessons, because they're learning all of those great skills along the way, and also skills on how to work with each other as a team, maybe learning something that they've never learned before, taking on new skills.
Well, let's
making lots of friends.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a moment, because I think it's important. I think sometimes there's a misperception, if you will, of Sarnia Lambton Rebound. For example, like you have to be a kid that gets in trouble in order to be able to go to Rebound, and that's not really the case, is it?
Yeah. No. We don't see any bad kids.
Yeah. So is that changing though? Is programs like the Act 2 program helping change that?
I would like to think so. I know it's still a stigma that's out in the community that we're only for bad kids, but I think each step that we take is kind of breaking that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What? How many people? So, how many people are involved in this cast then?
We have 45 cast members.
45 cast members, and
45.
That's not including behind the scenes?
No. We have a production team of about 20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So how do you find the people to the right people, I guess, to bring the production together? That's got to be a task in itself.
Yeah. So each year we kind of do a shout out on our Facebook saying that we're looking for applications for a production team. And we see a lot of great youth in high school, or we have a couple that aren't in high school this year. And they're just super dedicated, and they've done an amazing job.
Right. And what about the two of you? What's Kristen, let's start with you. What's your title in all this?
So I am now the program coordinator, but I started way back 10 years ago as a volunteer. So I've kind of worked my way up, and I'm stuck here. Well, they're stuck with me now. So.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Amy, we've spoken before, so I know your background, but can you just share with everybody your background and how you became to be involved in this?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just going to, grab the mic a little bit.
You know what? If you don't go, you're okay. I can still hear you. You're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Great. So I was the volunteer coordinator with Rebound, and I was recently hired onto this position as expressive art support, and it's been fantastic. I've kind of been a little bit involved with gathering volunteers for Act 2 in the past, and now I'm part of the production team. My background is in theater, so it's been really neat to jump back in and work with youth and just really see what they've done. A lot of this is all them. We're just kind of there to guide them, really.
Yeah.
Right. And sorry, how long have you been involved?
With Act 2, a little bit here and there for the last 3 years, I would say, since 2016. That was my first intro with A Little Princess, just helping backstage and helping to bring on a volunteer team.
Right. Okay. And sorry, Amy, again, how long have you been involved?
About 3 years. 3 years.
Okay. What have you seen? What kind of changes have you seen since you've been involved to where it is now?
In my short 3 years, I've seen the expansion of this program, which was really, really cool. So from, I don't know, about May to mid-September, it was always, putting on the production and the show. But about a year and a half ago, we got a pretty awesome grant from the Ontario Trillium Foundation. And with that, we were able to expand the program and offer some 10-week programs a few times throughout the year geared towards expressive arts, which is amazing. I can't say enough about it.
Money certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, because we're able to offer these really unique programs to people out in the community who might otherwise have never been exposed to it before, or maybe who prefer to do more, I don't know, 10-week programming as opposed to putting on a show every time.
Yeah, right, right. So the young folks that are involved, what's the age group there?
So our cast goes from ages 8 to 18, and our production team goes anywhere from 12 to 24.
Oh, okay, wow. So there's quite an eclectic age group there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Is everybody having fun with this? I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, however it comes out, you want to do the best, but everybody's having a good time here, right?
Yeah, everybody's having a great time. Everybody seems to be really energized and having a lot of fun, and it's really cool to see everything that everybody has been working on for the last 2 months start to come together, like the peach behind us. We have a few people painting on stage with us right now. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. How long, when do you start all of this? Like, when do you decide to go, okay, we got to start rehearsals? How long's that process?
So every year we start rehearsals at the beginning of July. And so they go 3 days a week all summer long. And
Right. So the rehearsals, what are they, a couple hours at a time, or?
So for the first part of the summer, they're 2 hours long. And then the second half of the summer, we bump it to 3 hours to make sure they have enough time to learn everything.
Right. It's a big commitment.
It is. It is.
Yeah. And how does one get to be in a production like James and the Giant Peach? Do you do auditions and that sort of thing, or just anybody gets to be here? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do open auditions every year. Usually they're around like April or May, and you just get to come, sign some paperwork, and then it's a group audition.
Right. And are you ever like wowed and amazed at the young talent that comes out of our city here? Oh yeah. You never know what you're gonna get with those group of kids. Like, they wow us every year. Yeah. So there's now James and the Giant Peach. I've never actually seen the movie. I think my kids when they were younger probably did. But there's singing, dancing. Like, what's involved?
Yeah, singing, dancing, acting. We got it all. There's going to be lots of laughs, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So now, if there's dancing, there's got to be the choreography in all of this.
Yes.
Who's looking after that?
So we have a team. So our adult that's helped with the process has been Holla Miller, and we've had 2 youth help alongside her.
Okay, great. And what are the 2 of you being involved in this? What are you learning from this process? Patience, maybe?
Yes.
Patience, yeah.
For sure.
Patience, perseverance, just believing in the big picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
The process. It's a process.
Now, are you able to, because you're at the theater right now, are you able to flip your camera around? And do you want to give us a little bit of a tour of what we're going to maybe see?
Sure. Do you want to go for a tour?
Oh, I flipped it. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
She's like, get that camera off of me.
Eating, painting. Oh. So we have our peach over here. There's Kristen for scale.
Hey, Kristen.
He says hi. She can't hear us anymore. Okay. Yeah. There's the peach. And then we got some painting going on here. Kai painting, our other staff member who's been an awesome part of the team. And that's what it's going to look like, what everybody's going to see.
Right. And that is the Imperial Theatre. It holds 610 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Imperial Theatre team, they work with you on this, or what's their involvement?
Yep, they've been working very closely with us. Here, one second, I'm going to pass this back to Kristen. Yep, the Imperial Theatre team has been working very closely with us. I'm flipping the camera back around.
Yeah.
We have people who are helping us with some projections. Brian has been fantastic in being our consultant and just, being our brain in a jar when we forget things.
Yes.
Or we're not sure. He's been fantastic. The whole team has been amazing and has welcomed us with open arms.
Yeah, because they do kind of know what they're doing down there, don't they? They've put on a lot of production.
They do.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's kind of nice to have that in your corner, and I guess for them, they're supporting Sarnia Lambton Rebound at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the ticket sales, they've already gone on sale for this, have they?
Yes.
Right. So we go to imperialtheatre.net and get the tickets for that.
You can call them. You can pop in.
Yep. Tickets are only $12, which is fantastic. We open this Thursday.
Crazy.
7:30 p.m. Wow, that's the first show.
Yeah.
So we'll be opening Thursday, show Friday night, and Saturday we have a matinee at 2 p.m. followed by an evening show at 7:30.
Right. Fantastic. Now, do you at the end of all of this, is it sort of bittersweet? Is it like sad that it's over, but happy that it's over?
A little bit. Usually at the start of show week, I question, why do I do this every year? And by the end of it, I'm like, I can't wait for the next one. So it's always sad to see this group of kids move on to maybe Imperial shows or just different things in their life. But it's always exciting to get the next group in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about the kids involved? They must come out feeling pretty darn good with themselves by the end of it all.
That's the hope. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And do you hear from did you get feedback from mums and dads and grandmas and grandpas talking about their child's involvement in the production and how they feel about it?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. And it's really fun running into some of the old cast members and them just seeing where they are in their life and seeing so many of our cast move on to Imperial shows and just rock it on stage all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how many programs, I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, but how many programs is Sarnia Lambton Rebound offering now?
Ooh,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There are a
lot.
Because I know there's
so we have our two drop-in programs.
Okay.
We have our two drop-in programs, our lounge and the hub. We have several evening programs for different life skills and different ages. So I think there's 5 of those that run on a regular basis. We have Rebound Rocks, which is our rock band. They're super awesome. Yeah. There's Act 2 and all of our expressive arts 10-week programs now. Spectrum is a LGBTQ drop-in. We have PASS and our T2 classrooms.
There's a lot going on.
Forgetting something. There's
a lot.
There is.
It's what I see, and knowing Rebound for many years, what I've seen change a lot with Rebound is there's a lot of creative stuff going on, right? And it seems that, like I remember when the Rebound Rocks program started, I was like, look how they're interacting because they're sharing creativity. Is that kind of a key component when coming up with new ideas, that it's got to be something creative that the youth can, I guess, buy into and go, yeah, hey, I can be a part of that.
Yeah. And I think it's a little bit of like program coordinators thinking, how cool would this be? And then you magically get a grant and then away we go. And we just kind of troubleshoot through it. Yeah.
Right.
But definitely the creative stuff helps get some of those other kids in that we wouldn't normally see.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you on, I guess, what's planning to be another successful year with the Act 2 program. And you two've got to be feeling pretty good about yourself and all of this too, right? Like is this a growing experience for both of you as well?
every year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Learn something new every year.
Yeah. And tickets are only $12.
Only $12.
That should be 20. That's just my opinion. Why not? Put the price. Okay, 15. We'll go 15 next year.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's fantastic. And I love what Sarnia Lambton Rebound does in our community. I know it's an important part. And it's great to have people like yourselves that, bring a lot to the table to make sure that these programs are successful. So congratulations to both of you. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go and move on to my next guest?
No, just thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping us celebrate our 10 years of Act 2 and 35 of Rebound.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I know it's quite an experience being on the show with all this technology, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Amy's like,
yeah.
You did, and now that you've done it once, you're a pro. So you should be able to do this anytime.
Yeah, there we go.
Right
Got it.
Thank you both very much for your time, and good luck with James and the Giant Peach. I'm going to do my best to grab a couple tickets and come down and see it.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Anytime. Take care. There you go. They're a fantastic couple there. That's a couple of ladies that are making things work with the Act 2 program at Sarnia Lambton Rebound. And it was fantastic to have them on here. And, of course, James and the Giant Peach. I've never seen the movie, actually, so I should get the tickets and go down there. They're only $12, like they said. So you can participate in supporting Sarnia Lambton Rebound and all the activities that they provide by going and see James and the Giant Peach. It starts coming up this week, and you can get your tickets by going online to imperialtheatre.net. Thanks again, ladies. Appreciate you being here. All right. Well, a lot of great things happening in our community, and a lot of great ideas. Do you like cookies? I love cookies, probably more than I should. But my next guest who's going to join me here is Nicole from Noelle's Gift. I got that backwards. My apologies.
That's okay. You did it last time too. It's okay.
Okay. Here we go. How have you been?
Good. Really good, actually. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I appreciate you. You're another one that's like, I'm not good at this technology thing. Dave, how am I going to do this?
I was a little anxious last night when I was like, okay, I'm not sure how to add myself onto the.
There's a lot going on with Noelle's Gift, and it seems like the organization is constantly planning wonderful things, and there's so much coming up that we could talk about. But let's talk about the Smile Cookie event.
Yeah. So we have been chosen for the charity of choice for the Sarnia area, Tim Hortons and Brights Grove, for their charity of choice for the Smile Cookie campaign this year.
Yeah, that's exciting, right, for you and the organization, because it's nice to when local helps, but when larger organizations recognize what you're doing, that really says a lot.
Huge. It's huge. So from September 16th to the 22nd, if you order a cookie, so it's $1 for the cookie, and that dollar goes to our charity.
Wow. And is that all the Tim Hortons just in Sarnia, or is it Sarnia Lambton, or how far does that reach out to?
So my understanding, there are 10 different locations, and that's just Sarnia and then Brights Grove. Right.
Okay. Do you love cookies?
Every community has their own charity that they need to pump up and provide. Right. So
absolutely. Let's for those who may have heard of Noelle's Gift but maybe don't understand everything that it supports, let's just go back a little bit and talk about when it got started and what it does support in the community.
So it was started in 2013 when my sister died. She was a school teacher and she loved her students. She always, she realized there were a lot of students out there that didn't have either lunches or shoes or clothes, or as a lot of teachers do.
Yeah.
But she would always pack an extra lunch or bring extra shoes, clothes for the children in need. So Noelle's gift, the funds that come into us, it goes to the school boards or it goes to other organizations throughout our community to make sure the students in our community have the whatever it is they need to grow up great.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, Nicole, people don't realize necessarily until you're in that position, like somebody who is a teacher, who does really have an impact and influence on our children. It's kind of like homelessness sometimes. That doesn't happen around here because it's kind of hidden, right? Is that sort of the same thing here? It's people don't realize what's happening out there until it's right in front of them.
Pretty much, I think. I don't know. I always say, like, we're the working poor. There's you never know. Like the family might seem like they have everything going, but they're in need of either like indoor shoes or outdoor shoes, and it's all costly. And our children, as we know, right, they grow quick, they grow fast, and maybe faster than our budget. So you never know what is needed.
Well, it's a good way to put it, faster than our budget. I couldn't agree with you more on that. It has to be, this is an impactful organization. And I think that definitely comes from your sister, right? And how she felt about her job and what she did. She believed that everybody could be a smash hit, right?
Absolutely. That's what she used to call her students, actually.
Yeah. Does this, this has obviously been an impact on you and your family as well. It must be nice to see the community recognizing, the mission and the vision of Noelle's gift. There's a lot of support comes in from this community for that.
Our charity wouldn't be without the community. The community support is so heartwarming, and it's so like welcomed and appreciated. And the work that is happening in our community wouldn't happen without the community.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk about what's the process in all of this? Because I'm sure that and how much money has Noelle's gift raised since 2013?
We're just over 1.5 million.
Wow.
Today, which is amazing. It's incredible. And because we are a registered charity, a big percentage of that has to be spent within, like, whatever we spend within the year, there's a big percentage that has to be spent.
Right. Gotcha.
Whatever we make within the year, a big percentage of that has to be spent. Yeah,
correct. So, okay. So people, do they come to Noelle's gift and approach them and say, I want some money? And like, what's the process and all of that? And there's obviously a board of directors that makes that decision. And can you share kind of how that all works?
So we have monthly meetings. So we do have a board, and we do monthly meetings. But if somebody is in need, like right away, all they have to do is go to their local principal, or else the teacher at the school will talk to the principal, and it's a very quick turnover. So Whether it's clothes, shoes, food, eyeglasses, like whatever it is that is going to make that child grow up great, they just need to approach the principal, and within a certain amount, the principal can just. Yeah.
But there must be some guidelines too. I mean, you can't just go and ask for money, right? Like, I mean, it's got to be a need. So I'm sure that's a consideration that goes. So does it go to the principal and then come to the board, or who makes that final decision? Sorry.
Well, it depends on the amount.
Okay.
Requested.
All right. You must be seeing, and the organization must be seeing, the return of all of this. Like you said, community comes together. What kind of personal experience for you, Nicole, have you seen come back? Like, have you had people approach you with their stories, etc.? For those that maybe knew Noelle, or maybe they tell you how this organization has impacted them. Do you see much of that?
I have quite a few friends and acquaintances that are teachers who will share their stories with me. Yeah. As well as, I know back in just a few years back, I went on the radio in Wallaceburg, and the principal, Ben Hazard, he was the principal at the time. Right. He had back to the school, and there was a little boy who was a recipient of a wheelchair from Noelle's gift, and
Okay.
another boy who was we helped fund a Braille machine for him because he wanted to make sure that he was able to, he wanted to bring homework home, and he was visually impaired. So I was able to meet these two students. I don't know. It's overwhelming. Like, it's amazing. I love seeing Noelle's legacy shine throughout our community. It's incredible.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. You described that very well. And I know this has been a personal journey for you as well. So, seeing the community react in a positive way and showing their support maybe helps things along the way as well for you and your family as well, right? Do you got to keep coming up with all these ideas? Is this helped your creativity, your creative mind a little bit when you've got to keep coming up with new stuff?
A little bit, but there is a huge team behind it.
Yeah.
Right. We have our main board, but for all of our major events, we have like a committee for each one, and the support and the effort put in is incredible. It's so good.
Yeah. So are you always, is Noelle's Gift always looking for new volunteers to be a part of the board or to be a part of these committees? How does one get involved if they say, hey, I want to be a part of that too?
Absolutely. If they go to www.noellesgift.ca, there is a part where you can volunteer. We're always looking for the extra hands. Yeah,
fantastic. Nicole, I thank you very much for, well, first of all, stumbling through the technology that I put up against you. But like now I said to the other ladies, once you've done it once, now you're a pro, right? So you could save those instructions.
Yeah. Can I just add something about the smile cookie?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you still got your time. You go right ahead.
A huge thing. So I had talked to one of the owners at the local Tim Hortons, and they had said that with the smile cookie, a big way that Noelle's Gift is going to make the money is through pre-orders. So whether you want to either pre-order like a box of cookies for your child's classroom or bring a box of cookie to the office, just get a hold of us. And we can send the pre-order form, and because every dollar, like every cookie is $1, and all like that dollar goes towards Noelle's Gift.
Okay, so can they go to noellesgift.ca and do that pre-order, or what's the best way to reach out to you?
They can email.
Yeah. Okay.
donations@noellesgift.ca. Okay. And we can send out that pre-order form, or I'm personally going to post it on my social media.
Okay.
Noelle's Gift website will also have it. There's a link there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And folks, for those of you who are watching, we're going to post links to all of that on our Facebook page as well. And for all of our guests that we're talking to today, we'll be posting all their links to reach out to them. But Nicole, make sure you send me those links in Messenger again, so I've got the information right and I can put it out there correct for you. But that's great. I like cookies. I'm not allowed to eat a lot of cookies, for obvious reasons.
It's not going to hurt you.
But I have a good excuse now, right? I say, well, this is for a good cause. I'm allowed to have 2 cookies. It's bribery. That's right. Thank you again so much for sharing part of your journey here with Noelle's Gift and you and your family and bringing so many people on to make it all happen and really having that positive impact on the children in our community, because I know it's a cliche saying, but the children are the future, right?
They really are, and we appreciate all the support that we have. Thank you.
Fantastic. Nice talking to you. I hope to see you again soon, and maybe if I happen to see you at one of the Tim Hortons, I'll buy you a cookie. All right?
Well, I'm hoping to be at the Tim Hortons to advertise for that. But maybe you could come out to the night run, because our night run is October 5th. It's a Saturday night.
That's coming. Oh, you're gonna make me eat a cookie, and then you're gonna make me run. Boy, oh boy, I'm not a runner. It should be obvious. I'm happy to support Noelle's Gift anytime. You know that, and because I understand. Anyway, I'm happy to support it anytime. And to you and your family, again, I say thanks for your efforts and impacting this community and taking something and turning it into a positive. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for your support, Dave.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Nicole Paquette from Noelle's Gift. Quite a story there. Started back in 2013. And they're constantly raising the money to support our community, and specifically the children in our community who do need some assistance here. So there's a great excuse to eat the cook. I can tell my wife, Jennifer, I'm allowed to have at least 2 cookies starting September 16th through to the 22nd at the Tim Hortons here in Sarnia and out in Bright's Grove as well. Nicole, again, thank you so much for sharing part of your story here today and what Noelle's Gift is all about. All right, now we have to stop talking about cookies because now we're going to talk with something about fitness, right? And she's sitting in the lobby here, and I'm really excited to have her joining us here. Just want to make, here she comes. And Carolyne Prevost, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Is it Carolyne or Caroline?
Carolyne, you got it right.
It's Carol. Okay, I always I like to check in advance, but we didn't have time for that. Thanks so much for being here. And I think the word to describe to say to you first would be congratulations on so many victories in your life.
Thank you.
I was last night talking with a friend of mine. Then on my show earlier today, I was mentioning you were going to be here and just describing some of the things that you've accomplished to him. He was like, how old is she? It's like, well, she's 29 now, but like at 23, you had already accomplished so much.
Yeah, I've been playing sports since I was 3 years old. So basically like 2 or 3 sports every year since then. So they're pretty busy.
Well, let's go back in time a little bit, Carolyne, and maybe you can. So recently, you had some victories at the CrossFit Games, and we'll talk about that. But let's go back. How did sports start for you?
I was pretty athletic just right from the get-go. I started walking pretty early, and then my dad was an athlete his whole life. He played baseball and hockey, and then I grew up with 4 sisters, so we're 5 girls.
Wow.
2 sets of twins, 5 girls under 5 at one point for my parents. Just pretty nuts. But I grew up playing most of my sports with my twin sister. We started off in gymnastics. She didn't stick around as much as I did in that one. And then I picked up hockey around the age of 5 or 6. Same thing with soccer. And I've played both of those 2 sports all the way until this past year. Actually, this was the first year since I was 5 years old that I didn't play soccer. And then, played on different boys teams growing up in Sarnia. And then
right.
and then after that, when I was a teenager, I switched over to the girls it's called the PWHL, Provincial Women's Hockey League.
Right.
There wasn't a team in Sarnia, so then I played in a team in like Strathroy in London. And then that's when I started getting picked up for different teams like Team Ontario and the Team Canada under 18. And then throughout this, I was also playing soccer in London at that point for basically the top team in the country called London Supernova. And then I had also picked up another sport, an individual sport this time.
Sorry, I'm laughing because it's like, and then, and that's fair. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
So when I quit gymnastics when I was 9, it just was too much work for my parents. I went to a French school, and in order to be at the elite level that they wanted me to, I almost had to switch to an English school, is what they wanted me to do, so that I could get picked up before school or after school and go training, because you're training 25 hours a week. And
Right.
that was just too much. I mean, I come from a big family, and French is very important to me, and I wasn't going to switch schools to an English school. So then I picked up a new sport, Taekwondo, which is
Right.
like a martial art. And then that went well also. Had some championships in that, and I got to compete in 2 junior Pan American championships. So that was just traveling the world again for that. So it was kind of juggling those 3 sports at the highest level that I could as a teenager, and then playing every sport at school, whether volleyball, basketball, badminton, track. So
Badminton.
yeah,
Did I hear that?
I love badminton.
Oh, well, I used to play badminton. I went to LSSAA. My father was actually one of the co-founders of the Sarnia Badminton Club. Yeah,
it's a great sport. It's a great sport. Yeah, so it's I've been doing sports my whole life, so if I'm not playing sports, I'm watching it.
and no sign of slowing down. Obviously, the Sarnia Journal sort of labeled you as Carolyne Prevost is making a serious bid for the title of best all-around athlete Sarnia has ever produced. You got to feel pretty good about somebody saying that about you.
Yeah, well, it's something that I've worked hard for. I've never specialized in a sport, and I think kids these days, they specialize so early in sports, and they don't even know what they could be good at. And I think it's really important for, especially young kids, to learn different skills in different sports. There's a lot of stuff that translates from one sports to the next. I've had so many great experiences because of the sports that I've played, and now I've found myself in a new sport, CrossFit, which actually rewards not being specialized and rewards all around fitness. So that's why I was able to kind of transition pretty well into that, just from all the background in every sport that I had.
Do we pick a sport because I know I'm good at that sport, so I think I'm good at that sport, so I could start with that, and then I could grow in that sport and become great at it. Is that why we do that? Maybe rather than explore other sports and go, well, I wouldn't be as good at that, so I don't know if I would enjoy it.
I think people invest. They think that they need to invest all their time into a single sport for a chance to make it at the top level.
Right. Fair enough.
And I like to get the break. Mentally, I like the break. Physically, I needed the break from another sport. I played hockey during the winter, and then once that season was over, it was almost springtime, and here comes soccer.
Right.
And then I had one sport typically that was all year round. So when I was young, it was gymnastics, then it was taekwondo. Now it's CrossFit. But the change is good for me. I like the different challenges mentally and just physically. Your body needs a break.
Sure.
You see a lot of overuse injuries just from people playing the same sports all the time, and I think a lot of people quit because they get sick of it.
Right.
So for me, I don't know. I like trying new things and seeing what I can do.
All right, let's touch on a subject here that I know I've read some things that you've spoken out about in the sports world, and we're going to talk about male versus female and the fairness in the sports, because I know you had that experience when playing women's hockey, and that organization is now disappeared, but a new one I believe is coming up. I remember when that sort of started coming to life to people that the women aren't getting paid enough to play hockey specifically, and why do you think that is? Is it do people prefer to watch men play hockey? Is it more exciting, or what are the reasons that you share me your personal opinion on that?
Well, I think it's definitely a different game than the men's game. We don't have the hitting aspect that they have. But if you look at the Olympics, the most watched event at the Winter Olympics is the female hockey game, Canada versus USA. Yeah. Millions of people tune into that, more so even than the men. So the popularity is there, but we just lack the resources. I mean, a lot of people don't even know about the league that existed, the CWHL, the Canadian Women's Hockey League. We're not. Our scores aren't broadcasted anywhere, like on TSN or on Sportsnet, consistently.
Why?
Our games aren't showcased regularly for people to actually follow our teams, and then can go to the games. But most people that actually do go to the games, they end up liking it, and then they want to come back, but they don't see it enough. So it's not in the media enough. I mean, we're fighting for resources. We're having to buy our own tape, and this is at a professional level. It's just we get given, I think, one stick a year. I remember when I was at University of Wisconsin, when I played hockey there, we were given 20 sticks a season just because you're part of the university.
Right.
But if you're playing for a male junior C teams, junior, I don't even know, or a midget team, you're given more than what we were given at the professional level. So I definitely think there's a lack of resource there, and just support. So
is it because and I don't know, I haven't done extensive research on this, but is it just not big enough business for the networks to talk about you and broadcast the score? Like, why is there lack of that? What's occurring that is saying, the women hockey isn't as important as the men's hockey? I'll say it. Like, why is that happening?
Well, I mean, I think our sport's evolving and getting better very quickly. We lacked for a lot of years, coaching staff, and we had female athletes. We had to switch to boys hockey growing up because there wasn't enough, good quality coaches in the women's game. A lot of times there was just volunteers, and so the off ice training has changed a lot. So the actual speed of the game has drastically changed over the years. It's one of the fastest growing sport in Canada or North America for hockey. So the level is getting better. So I think for a while maybe it was the level, but now I think it's getting better, and it's just we just need to get people in the seats to see the game, and then more support in terms of money and visibility. If young girls don't see us playing hockey, well, they don't even know that we exist, and they don't have any goals to strive to to play professionally. Whereas a young boy can turn on the TV and watch NHL and right away have a goal of playing in the NHL. For us, the biggest thing that we play for is to go to the Olympics. But we're trying to fight right now. So we have a league, kind of a weird year this year. So our league folded last year because we weren't going to have a sustainable league, but we formed a new association called the PWHPA, the Professional Women's Hockey Player Association. So we're trying to fight for those resources right now, and we're working alongside Hockey Canada, the OWHA, the NHL, to kind of everyone come together and form, a league that we deserve, and that we feel that we deserve, and that so that young girls can have something to play for.
Well, and like you mentioned in that conversation, to be able to see like you're a representation, I want to be like Carolyne, and it does come from that, if she can do it, I can do it, and all that. It creates that interest, I guess, right? And I think it's important. We all want to. I'll refer to firefighters. I was doing the firefight at the college the other day, and I said to a colleague of mine, I said, there are so many more women becoming firefighters now, and I think that's great, right? And the colleges encourage it. It's like, if that's what you want to do it, right? Yeah, there's differences in our bodies are built differently, right? In certain situations, one might have advantages than the other, I guess. But at the end of the day, you should be able to do what you love and get paid for it if you go to that level.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. I mean, if you just look at women in sports, the last few years, it's growing a lot. You look at the U.S. soccer team and what they did at the World Cup, and as soon as they were done, they've been having records in attendance for their games. For the longest time, they were struggling getting a few thousands people. Now they're getting their stadiums filled, and that comes from people watching their game on TV. And then you had girls. I've watched videos of young little girls after that U.S. Win. They're playing in the streets, and there's videos of them, kicking a ball against a wall. So it's really cool to see young girls finally idolizing girls and not always idolizing male professional athletes. So that's neat. You look at what Bianca's doing for the sport of tennis right now.
Oh yeah, let's talk Bianca.
you look at Brooke in golf. Marie-Philippe Poulin in women's hockey. You have all these great female role models in sports. So I think it's starting to happen in terms of visibility, and we just need to keep this, keep riding the wave.
Yeah. Do you think, and probably I would think you would agree that social media being in existence, has that had a positive contribution to making it more aware?
Absolutely. I think social media is great. You can see a lot through there. And I think anytime you get to see female athletes and female sports, it's going to benefit the growth of the game. Yeah.
So in all of this, you're an 11-time champion. I've read, you've got all these things going on, and you're busy. And oh, wait a minute, what about life? Because you gotta work sometime. You're a teacher as well, right?
Yep. I work in a French high school, Gaétan Gervais in Oakville. Okay. So this is actually my 6th year teaching there, and this semester I have a mixture of grade 10 science, grade 11 math, and a fitness class. So I typically teach math, science, and like phys ed classes. So it's pretty busy.
So you teach, and by the way, I want to go do that sport now. Mm-hmm. What about family and personal life? Do you get what's that support? I'm guessing it's been a pretty positive support network.
Oh, yeah. You. Yeah, I mean, my family, like my parents had to get up pretty early for all my practices. They've had to drive me all around Ontario, all around Canada. You know, we've traveled everywhere for different tournaments. And what's pretty neat is, you know, they were sharing their time too between trying to watch me play and then trying to watch my sisters play also, because they played sports too growing up. At one point, I think we were playing on 5 different soccer teams. So it was pretty difficult, I think, for them to juggle all that. But I've had huge support. Even like my twin, when I was in school, if I had to miss school for a tournament or something, she'd tell me exactly what I had to do, everything. So we had.
Did she go to class for you?
We had quite the system going on.
Oh yeah. You better not let any of your students see this interview, right?
But no, it's great support, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do what I wanted to do without them. I mean, my parents put me in everything that I wanted to do. I got an opportunity to do so, and I think that's something that I'm fortunate for. Yeah. Not every kid gets to have those opportunities. I got to do different hockey camps, soccer camps in the summer. So I think I was put in the hands of the right coaches growing up, and I was able to really maximize my development. And I think that's attributed to the support that I have at home from my family, and just, you know, having the right coaches and teammates and everything like that.
Right. Well, it's certainly important to. I always say surround yourself with the right people and with family, because we don't always get to choose the family, right? So, but if they're on board with it, that helps for sure. Okay, what about this? You're talking about all this stuff that you've accomplished, and it's wonderful and amazing, and you make it sound so easy just by talking about it. And I know that it's obviously not. When the times that come along for you and you want to say, or have you ever said, I just want to quit, I don't want to do this. How do you push through those moments? Yeah,
I mean, it's difficult. You have your ups and downs, especially mentally. Like right now I'm training a lot. I'm often like on the ground, just dead, tired after a workout. And there's days that I don't want to do it. There's days I'd rather just stay at home and watch TV. Right. But I don't know. I think I have, I've always had something in me that just wants to push through difficult times. And I want to see what I'm capable of doing. I have been driven since I was young, and I have multiple goals. And as long as I am hungry for all those goals, I think that I'll always keep going. I have a difficult time in quitting, or, you know, when I start something, I want to finish it. And especially if it's something I know I can do, and whenever I put my mind to it. So I just try to work hard, and if sometimes, you know, I can make a team, or I can accomplish something, and sometimes it's not part of the picture, and that's part of the process too. You're not going to always win, and I've had to learn over the years to also get cut, and to
gotta learn how to lose, right?
Gotta learn how to lose. When I was young, my Taekwondo coach would make fun of me because I was a bad loser, but I think over time I began to learn a lot from that, and it made me a better athlete, and it made me realize that things aren't easy, and things aren't to be taken for granted in any sport that you do or things that you do, and that you have to keep working hard, because there's someone else trying to do what you're trying to do, and always, you know, chasing you. So yeah.
What about tennis? Do you ever see any inspiration to do that now that maybe you've seen Bianca do her thing out there?
I played once in a while with my dad or with my twin sister, sometimes at the park growing up. But I think I would need to be maybe a little bit taller for that. I'm shorter. I'll let Bianca handle that one.
Yeah. Taking this back into the classroom again, as a teacher, I'm guessing that a lot of your philosophies that you apply when training, has the sports helped you in your teaching career as well?
Yeah, I think that, well, there's so many things that help me in terms of translating from sports to teaching in terms of learning from mistakes and stuff like that, and time management, and being able to, because not everyone learns the same way, and I think it's the same thing when you play on a team sport. Not everyone's going to learn the same way, and you're going to learn from different coaches, and you can kind of take positive aspects from everyone and try to create something yourself. But yeah, I think I just try to instill into the students more resiliency. I think that these days, more so I think than I think when I grew up, there's sometimes kids that want to give up very easily. So to try to get that resiliency, that grit into the students is difficult, is challenging. But that's something that I want for them to do, because there's going to be tests and stuff that might not go as well. But I think if they just are persistent in their efforts, that, good things will happen. Yeah.
Well, I hope you realize that through all of these things that you've done, and especially with your recent victories at the CrossFit Games, you got to know you're having a positive impact on not just young people, but some young ladies out there who are maybe still haven't taken the action. They're just thinking about it. You feel that?
Yeah. I mean, it's great to see that I have like that, that influence on girls or boys, in terms of goals and stuff like that. So, I feel like I'm just going about my business and doing my own thing, but if I can help someone else get started, that's awesome. And any type of help that they need, I'm there for them.
That's great. Do you ever get back to Sarnia much?
Not too much. I'm actually going to be back in a couple months, November 16th. I think that Le Club Joliette is putting together it's just beside my old high school, actually. That night they're putting together a ceremony for me for the sports. But other than that, I don't go home too often. I'm pretty busy here in Toronto, as you can see.
Are you?
I teach during the day. I'm playing hockey at night and training for CrossFit, but usually on holidays, and I'm home every time. And the odd time in the summer, I might come by.
Well, it's been a real pleasure. You're really quite a joy to listen to and talk with, and I appreciate you not knowing me to allow me to bring you on my show and share your part of your story. I'm sure we could probably do this for an hour just on you, or maybe we'd have to do a 12-month series. I don't know, but I do respect your hard work and what you've accomplished, and there are a lot of people in Sarnia that are grateful for you and what you've done and what you're showing back and giving back by your example, that the victories you've accomplished. So thank you so much for that, and keep me posted on what's happening in the women's hockey and everything. I'd be more than happy to help.
Yeah, we
out
actually,
there or whatever.
We have actually our first showcase. So we formed with our league different training centers around Canada and the States. And next weekend, not this upcoming weekend, but the 21st weekend, there's actually going to be 4 games. We've formed 2 teams in Toronto, a team in Montreal, and a team in Calgary, and everyone will be in Toronto for it. It's going to be played at Westwood Arena Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to be great hockey. You're looking at essentially a half to 3/4 of the rosters being the Canadian Olympic team.
Nice.
So good hockey.
And it is good hockey. I remember we had the women's hockey here in Sarnia a couple of years ago, and it was great hockey.
And it's even better than that now. It just keeps getting better every year, the competition. So so if people want to come and watch that, support us there. So
fantastic.
Come next weekend.
Carolyne, thank you so much, and congratulations again on all your successes, and looking forward to having you back again and giving us an update on things.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Carolyne Prevost, what a joy to have her on here. And I meant it. We could just keep letting her talk and tell her story. She's had so much impact on so many people, and she's fighting for what she believes in too, on top of doing the sports, as making it fair for females to get paid at a professional level, right? Wow, what a show. Thank you so much. Pardon me. Thank you so much to all of my guests who joined me here. We had James and the Giant Peach come to the Imperial Theatre coming up this week. Thanks to our ladies that joined us here for that. And of course, our friend Nicole from Noelle's Gift thank you, Nicole, for your story here as well, and sharing what Noelle's gift is all about and how you can get out and have some cookies. And I've got my excuse for this week to have a couple of cookies. And of course, an all-around athlete. That's what she is. Thank you so much, Carolyne Prevost, for sharing your story here with us as well. If you've got a story that you'd like to share, positive stories is what I want to talk about here. Get a hold of me and tell me your story, and we'll have you here on the show to talk about it. And you don't even have to be from around here. You can be from anywhere in the world. We've all got a positive story we can share. Find me on Facebook. And keep in mind, I'll be posting the links to all of our guests and how you can reach out to them and find out what it was we talked about if you missed it. And if you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, please type replay in the comments below so they know you were able to watch that as well. All right. Well, that's all the time I got for you this week, everybody. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye-bye for now.